So, are you ready to roller jab?
Last game, Dice manager Amanda Hertz vowed that the underachieving Shay Brown would return a different woman.
Shay Brown showed up to practice the other day, and I didn't even recognize her. She's completely different. She's motivated, and right now, I wouldn't even want to stand in her way.
But if Shay's not up to par against the Enforcers, the Hellcat's liable to turn her into dust.
Tonight, the Hellcat is going in for the kill.
Meanwhile, the epitome of evil himself, Enforcer Mark D'Amato, wants to show Amanda Hertz who's the boss.
Hey, Amanda Hertz, maybe you got that hair pulled back so tight, it's cutting the oxygen off to your brain. But let me tell you one thing. Weber is my puppet, and I pull the strings. He will never be under your control.
Plus, Amanda never faced the likes of Tim Washington.
I got 2 words for you. Big Nasty!
The Hot Dice can't hide from the Enforcers. It's coming up next on Roller Jam. From beautiful Orlando, Florida, and Roller Jam Arena, this is Roller Jam. This is the World Skating League. Welcome, everybody, and let's start jamming right now with the Jam Girls. Tonight's matchup, the Nevada Hot Dice and the New York Enforcers. We're so happy to have you with us once again tonight. We've been looking forward to this game for a long time. I'm Rory Marcus along with Lee Hawk Bierman. This evening, it's the old grizzled veterans like Mark D'Amato. Washington's not old and grizzled, but he's tough. Of the New York Enforcers and the athleticism, the youth, and the spirit of the Nevada Hot Dice. And when you talk about athleticism and enthusiasm, how about this guy, Jason McDaniel?
Well, they call him the Mac Daddy, and he and Mark Weber are becoming the favorites of Amanda Hertz. But Tim Washington, he hates bicycles. Somebody stop this man, the Big Nasty going after Ray Robles.
Another thing he hates is chili and chili powder. And that's why he threw the bicycle at Ray Robles and then finished him off for good. I think that's what the Dice are going to have to contend with, that kind of strength in tonight's game. But some strength on the women's side for the Dice, Shay Brown. Amanda Hertz, their manager, has been upset with Shay. Thought she was a little out of shape, so she sent her off into the wilderness, and this is what got her upset, the fact that Shay Brown could not catch the Quakes on a pull-away. So what happened? Shay Brown got sent not to a gymnasium, not to go work out, not to the track, but off into the wilderness somewhere. It looks as though she's preparing for a CIA mission as much as it is for a game, though, don't you think?
Well, these guys are tough, and I've always thought they were tough, but that little training regimen that Amanda Hertz is putting on Shay Brown, I think it might backfire on her, but the Shay Brown we're going to see tonight, who knows?
I think Shay Brown is ready to go. The Dice and the Enforcers are ready to go. Let's meet them.
Rory, I don't know what this Amanda Hertz and this training regimen has done to Shay Brown, but it sure has done a heck of a number on the wardrobe girl who puts the uniform on her, that's for sure. Look at her, man.
It's turned her into a warrior is what it's done. And she's dressed like a warrior as well. And I have a feeling she has it in mind tonight to prove that she is a warrior, she's in shape, and she wants to lead the Hot Dice women. Now here are the two punks, really. Jason McDaniel and Mark Weber. They bring their girlfriends out here.
I thought those were your girlfriends.
I loaned them to him for the night.
Man.
Mark Weber with the orange cap and Jason McDaniel right behind. And there's no question, I guess, where the leadership falls on the men's side for the Hot Dice, but don't be fooled. The rest of these guys can skate too, and that includes big number 39 there, Sean Davidson, one of the biggest players in the league.
Well, he's a big son of a gun, and Mark Weber, I don't know, Rory. I think that his leadership is teetering on the verge of exploding at any given moment, and Amanda Hertz is somebody who's trying to get all these hot dice in line.
She's doing a pretty good job, I think, as Amanda Hertz goes into the infield. She is the hot dice manager now, and there she is waving. Dressed for work, obviously. And now, the New York Enforcers, they don't care at all what the hot dice look like, what they're acting like, where they've been training. The Enforcers do what they want to do, including riding on a motorcycle.
Well, thank goodness Big Nasty got his motorcycle back. He got the chili powder out of the engine for Ray Robles, and he's here with leather.
Well, he had it for lunch one day. He was hungry and just sucked the chili right out of the gas tank and then filled it up with gas.
Well, if he throws that motorcycle like he did that bicycle, I'm really leaving the building.
He probably could, but he probably won't. Leather's right behind him. She doesn't have her love slave here. She's got to have him dragging on the back of that bike. Here comes the Hellcat. Just her eyes are scary enough.
Well, with the way Shea Brown's looking and the way the Hellcat's looking, I don't want to be standing too close to these guys. They might get struck by lightning, Rory.
That should be an incredible battle between these two, between the Hellcat and Shea Brown. There's Shauna Brown. She's the sister. She's with the Enforcers, and she's just going to be standing there watching that battle. Now the men for the Enforcers. We haven't seen D'Amato yet. He likes to make a grand entrance. There he is.
What about Spike? Here comes Mark D'Amato on his second Harley to enter the building. All the kids in the crowd are being covered up with surgical masks. But where's the dog, Spike, the female manager that Mark D'Amato brought in recent weeks after Kenneth Lowe says everybody has a manager? I don't know, Rory. I don't see the... Oh, here she comes. Here comes Spike.
All right, Spike. Spike's been going over some last-minute strategy. Had a couple of dog biscuits, and she's ready to go. Broadway Danny Wolf is with hot dice manager Amanda Hertz. Danny?
Thank you, Rory. Amanda Hertz. Shea Brown, you're not the same Shea Brown. You look like a completely different girl.
Oh, Daniel, she's not a girl. Take a good look. Look again here, Daniel. This is a woman with beauty, intelligence, power, and strength.
That's right. I'm a warrior, and I'm here to stay, and Amanda's going to lead our team in a totally different direction.
Well, you just heard from...
Shut up and give me that mic. No one cares about this Xena knockoff anyway. And let me tell you something, sweetheart. Because you're new around here, I'm going to give you a clue how it works. I run things around here. I run the Enforcer team, and I run your team. Weber, hold up. Weber is my boy. You understand that? I control him, not you. Let me give you another clue. You do not come out here in your Dress for Less outfit and tell me what to do because you're playing with the big boy now.
Yeah, let me tell you something, D'Amato. I feel really confident that I could get you a good gig with, let's say, Rogaine or Viagra. How about that?
I think we'll leave it at that. Back to you, Rory.
Thanks a lot, Danny. So there you have the pregame comments.
Could she get me that gig?
She probably could. She's looking into it for you. All right, we're going to be back with the game. Yeah, there's a game to skate. We'll be back in just a minute.
I like that game.
All right, we're back at Roller Jam Arena, ready to get this game rolling. And right now, let's talk about this matchup. I'm looking forward to it. The new Warrior Princess sounded like somebody poured chili powder down her pants down there in the interview. But she's looking pretty good. Shea Brown, she's been out, she's been working out, she's been out in the wilderness somewhere. Amanda Hertz had a regimen for her, and she promises to come back here tough and ready to go.
Well, that battle cry was just blood-curdling. It was the only thing in the building that pretty much drowned out the sound of motorcycles. But Talisa Miller, the Hellcat, she's got incantations for everybody. She's got a spell for everyone. And I tell you, Rory, I don't want to be standing close to that track when these two get together because there might be sparks like that pyro at the top of the show.
Those might be the best-looking gloves I've ever seen, though, that the Hellcat was wearing.
No glove, no love.
And here goes Leather Gunning. She gets out by herself right now. Talk about by herself. She didn't bring her love slave tonight. That's the only thing that's not here. There is a dog in the infield, in case you're wondering. Now, Leather trying to score the points early in the game, and Shea Brown's back there to stop her. Talisa Miller, the Hellcat, right in front of Shea Brown at the moment. But Brown so far doing the job on Gunn, and then it whacks Miller just for good measure. So far, Gunn has not been able to get by. She's tough so far. So far, she's taking on 3 enforcers, really, and steps out of the block and lets the enforcers do her job for her. That won't sit very well with not only Leather, but what about the Hellcat Miller? And Brooke Sunderman there as well, not happy about it.
Well, you saw the toughness of all these young ladies. And I say young ladies because if they heard me call them differently, I don't want to get on their bad side. But the Hellcat Miller does a little bit of a pivot move to come after Shea Brown and took out her own person. Poor Leather goes down in a heap. Too much of that, and these Sisters of Suffering are going to really be angry.
Now Shea Brown's grabbed the Jammer's helmet, and she's out there with Leather, who wants a little revenge. Gunnan and Brown on the second jam of this first period. Gunnan has to not only skate, but make sure her top stays on after each hit. And now she's up there on top of the track as Shea Brown, the Warrior, which Mark D'Amato called a Xena look-alike or wannabe, whatever he called her. She's wanting to prove that she's as tough as she can be and in much better shape than she was a couple of weeks ago. But there's the Hellcat back to block. So far, Brown's not been able to get by. 18 seconds remaining on the jam. Now Gunnan gets knocked down. And look at Shea Brown, what's she got to? There goes that scream again, and Talisa Miller's actually running away from her. Wow, she whacked her in the back.
One nice point on the play.
1 point, and it's Shea Brown getting the point by going by the Hellcat.
One point I think is the least exciting thing from this jam, Roy. Whatever the heck was in that stream that she was drinking from out in the wilderness really scared the heck out of the Hellcat. You see her running away from Shea Brown. It looks like she's got some kind of a doll there. She might be trying to get some of her voodoo incantation deal going, but right here you see Shea Brown, after Shea Brown dispenses of Leather Gunnan, go after the Hellcat, who's diddling around with some kind of a voodoo doll. But you're right, that blood-curdling scream just sent her packing.
Well, if she cast a spell on that jam, it didn't work because Shea Brown got the point. It's 1-0. Hot dice early. Whoa, maybe she cast a spell on herself to make her even tougher. She got that doll in her mouth now, and she rips down Karen Magnuson, and on she goes with the jam.
She's got that doll in her mouth, Rory.
She sure does. And she's pulling parts of it apart as she goes to the back of the pack. And here's her favorite move. Wind up with a helmet and blast anybody that's in her way. Wow. She's picked up 2 so far. Now Brown and Belinda Morgan. Morgan goes down. That leaves just Shea Brown for the Hellcat. Amanda Hertz doesn't like what she's seeing right now. But down again goes Shea Brown. And the helmet to the head got her all of them.
5 black.
5 points.
She's not done, Rory. She's going to take out the garbage. Oh.
She's just plain mean.
And the Hellcat comes out with a vengeance. She's got voodoo dolls. She takes her helmet off, uses it as a weapon. She even brings a garbage can in. But, wow, she goes after Belinda Morgan. Takes out Karen Magnuson with the elbow block, and last but not least, dispenses of the Warrior Princess, blood-curdling, crying all. Wow, the Hellcat just wreaked havoc on that jam.
Big jam for the enforcers there, and they're ahead now, 5-1. This is the final jam of the first period, and Leather Gunnan's out there again. Magnuson for the hot dice, and Shauna Brown for the enforcers. So a 2-on-1 advantage at the moment for the dice, and now it's 1-on-1. The dice, Karen Magnuson is alone now. And Shea Brown's catching from behind. Brown doesn't seem out of breath tonight. That training's paid off for her, obviously. Talisa Miller and Brooke Sunderman discussing strategy there in the back of the pack, what they're going to do about these 2 jammers. Well, it doesn't matter what they're talking about because Shea Brown went right on through, and Magnuson gets by as well. And Brown tells the Hellcat, come on! You want to fight? Come on and fight! And the Hellcat's not about to back down from that. Good jam for the dice. They were able to catch up with the help of Shea Brown just blasting through the middle. Jason McDaniel And Mark Webber getting set to go in the second period, and Broadway Danny Wolf is with the two of them. Broadway?
Jason McDaniel, big period coming up. You and Webber versus the Big Nasty and D'Amato.
Well, Amanda's now got it in my head that I'm the best jammer in the WSL, and D'Amato, your history.
Good luck, Jason.
That's right.
I wonder if D'Amato's worried about that. He seems pretty unconcerned. Of course, he's been able to talk things over with Spike the dog. That helps. We'll be back in just a moment with the second period. We're back at Roller Jam Arena, and we're ready to go into the second period of action. A 5-5 tie after one. The men waiting there at the starting line ready to roll. And Mark Webber, Jason McDaniel, they're always counted on to lead this Nevada Hot Dice team, and they're going to be doing it right now, I guarantee you. There they are in the orange shirts, just looking as mean as they can look. But really, meanness is not their game. Athletic ability, incredible moves, and tremendous jamming is more their style.
Well, these guys define hang time and elevation, but right here you see hard time and intimidation. You like that? Big Nasty and Mark D'Amato. These two guys, they don't bow to anybody. And Amanda Hertz, the manager of the Hot Dice, says that Mark Webber and Jason McDaniel will be on every wall of every girl in America. These guys are on every post office wall.
Well, they don't even know what hard time is. It's not hard for them if they ever had to do it. Jason McDaniel trying to jump out of there, and he's able to do it for the Nevada Hot Dice. And going out with him is Tony Santiago, but he didn't last very long. He goes down. And McDaniel's out there by himself on the jam in a 5-5 tie here in the second period. Mark D'Amato, who had some pretty unkind words for Amanda Hertz, he told her, look, here's the way things are. I run the lead. He's back there to block now against McDaniel and puts the right elbow right into him. Webber's back there to assist now. These two guys are the heart and soul of this men's team, and Webber grabs a hold of D'Amato. McDaniel skates by easily.
Whoa!
And look, oh man, the Ray of Biter didn't work. They may be the heart and soul, but D'Amato, the old grizzled veteran, has a few tricks up his sleeve.
There was one ring.
Mark D'Amato said at the top to Amanda Hertz, McDaniel and Webber are my stooges. Well, right there, he made him look like two of the three stooges as D'Amato evades the rail biter, and it backfires on Webber. Webber still looks a little shaken up, Roy.
He does, and there was 1 point scored there by the Dice.
That's a tough point. That's a tough way to earn a point if you're an X-Man.
Tough way to get one, isn't it? 6-5 now. And look at that athletic move. Man, it's not just McDaniel and Webber. Christian Salvia can do it as well. Fred Eichhorn gets up a little shaken up, and Salvia goes on with the jam.
They call him the love machine, Christian Salvia. He hadn't had very much of an opportunity to do that little pelvic thrust deal he does. Maybe a little maturity as these Hot Dice youngsters have come of age, Rory.
He better not thrust his pelvis into Big Nasty. It might be the last time he's able to use it. As Washington's cleaning up with Salvia. Oh, Webber's there to grab Washington. The two out go at it toe-to-toe. And Washington throws Webber down. Webber thought he was going to have a kill on Washington, but there's the kill leader in the league. And D'Amato adds a little icing to the cake.
Well, Tim Washington, usually when somebody's preoccupied, the roll them bones is pretty much a no-brainer. But right here, Tim Washington says, I'll make your brain a no-brainer, Mark Webber. And that's 2 jams in a row. 1 jam, Webber was down after a rail biter went sour, and right there looked like a roll them bones got rolled back on him. I don't know how much of this Webber can take, and Amanda Hertz knows it, Rory.
That's another tough 1 point, isn't it? The Dice got 1 point out of that, and they're ahead 7-5. Now the Enforcers have 2 jammers out. Fred Eichhorn is out there, along with Andy Wallace. They'll try and pick up some points, and when you've got these 2 guys out jamming, that means you have D'Amato and Washington in there taking care of the pack. That's a pretty good hand to hold for the Enforcers. Webber says, well, I got a straight. That'll be 3 of a kind. D'Amato goes back, and now it is 3 of a kind back there in the back. And Webber's looking around to say, where's the danger? It's right there. D'Amato's left hand spins Webber to the track. And D'Amato approaches the pack with melee on his mind, and he rips another one down. Washington's helping him. Sean Davidson hits the rail. And Washington looks like he wants to hang out the laundry. D'Amato finishes it up. 10 points scored by the Enforcers. Eichhorn and Wallace got them all. They both got them all.
I was getting ready to say, Rory, that my hat was off to Mark Webber showing some resilience. He came back that jam after 2 jams of punishment from the enforcers, but Christian Salvia, you see Tim Washington and Mark D'Amato up to their old tricks. They make it look so easy. But Weber, he's gotten himself into a dogfight, and these enforcers are racking up points the ugly way, and they're racking them up in a hurry.
They're up 8. Broadway Danny Wolf's down in the infield. What have you got, Danny?
Well, Rory, that's amazing. 10 points scored in the last jam by the enforcers. Very uncharacteristic for the Hot Dice men to allow that many points. Maybe Amanda Hertz better stop worrying about the image of the X-Men and more about this game. Back to you, Rory.
Thank you for that analysis, Danny, and Amanda Hertz will be wise to listen to it. 15-7, enforcers lead, but the Dice now look like they're on a roll. Here comes Weber. He says, I'll take care of the Big Nasty this time, I promise you, Jason. But the Big Nasty says, wait a minute. They both go into the rail. Weber and Washington are fighting along the rail while McDaniel goes on and scores the points. Jason McDaniel's picking up points, and D'Amato comes in and just about folds Weber in half. Knocks him off the track and then goes after him. And I tell you, he's really after him. Weber's trying to fight back. Here comes the Big Nasty if he can get over that rail. What's she going to do in there? She better stay out of there.
She better stay away from Tim Washington.
Enforcers leading at 15-9. It's halftime. We'll be right back.
This Roller Jam halftime report is brought to you by Mars Twix Bars.
We are at halftime in this game between the Hot Dice and the Enforcers, and the Enforcers are out in front by a 15-9 score, and they've done it with a lot of brute force. So far, that's been the key to the game, and it has pretty well alleviated the athleticism of the Hot Dice.
What, you mean Mark D'Amato and the New York Enforcers bring brute force to the building?
I'm
Come on,
afraid
Roy,
so,
where have you
yeah,
been? But
I'm
you're
afraid
absolutely
so.
right. For the women, we started out, Shea Brown got off to a good start. She's got this new Warrior Princess, I guess, mantra. She's got battle cries. She's got it all going on, but the Hellcat took the wind out of her sails early. She's got a voodoo daughter or a voodoo doll in her mouth. She's got the helmet out. She brought that the kitchen sink. But you know, she's a clean girl as the Hellcat, so a little bit later she brings out a garbage can lid to clean up the mess. But Amanda Hertz, she came out here trying to get some kind of life into these young cats, but Mark D'Amato and Tim Washington took the wind out of the sails early, Rory.
Well, you get hit over the head with a helmet and then a trash can lid, and things aren't going too well for Shea Brown. And on the men's side, it's been a big nasty. Tim Washington racked up Mark Weber in that second period of this game. Weber thought he was going to kill Washington, but guess what? Washington just grabbed him around the neck and the waist and threw him right over.
Well, you talk about a boomerang. There is nothing like a Tim Washington boomerang of making a roll them bones go awry. Hey, Amanda Hertz, how do you like your young poster boys now as they get totally dominated by Big Nasty and Mark D'Amato?
Oh, D'Amato's eyes got wide when he saw the Big Nasty holding Weber there on the rail, and out with the garbage he goes. He just knocked him right down and then went after him and added insult to injury. Amanda Hertz has been training this team. She wants them in tip-top condition. That includes Shea Brown. Let's take a look.
Shea Brown has often been described as a star with the looks of the girl next door. But when you live deep in the middle of the woods, what is the girl next door supposed to look like? After a dismal performance recently against the Quakes, Hot Dice manager Amanda Hertz made this announcement.
We need to do a lot of work with Shea Brown.
With Amanda's inspiration, Shea Brown exiled herself to the wilderness where she grew up. For a week, Shea lived off the land, becoming one with her surroundings and the spirits of the brush. Progressively, her instincts took over, and quickly she became a fierce predator, endlessly stalking her prey. Feasting upon her kills, and giving praise to the ancient gods through meditative song. When Shea emerged on the track, wearing the jewels of Cthulhu, the metamorphosis was complete. Shea Brown has become a warrior princess.
You know, Mark D'Amato has been promising his own video game, and it would be on the market soon. Broadway Danny Wolf has more information. He's with members of EA Sports. Danny?
All right, thank you, Rory. Right now, we have some big news. We're very, very happy to have Steve Sims and all the guys from Electronic Arts. They've got a very special announcement, fans. You're going to be very excited to hear what Steve has to say. Steve?
Thanks, Danny. We just want to let you know that this summer, thanks to the people at Roller Jam and the World Skating League, Electronic Arts is proud to present Roller Jam, the video game, for the Sony PlayStation. That's right, Danny. All the stars, all the action of Roller Jam on the Sony PlayStation. Let's take a look up on the thing. We actually have some footage of guys hard at work making the game happen. Here's some action. This is just early on. This is Quake's Enforcers. There's the Eliminator. You can see women moving. We've got all sorts of different stars. We have face wrap. Everybody's going to be in the game. You can see here, this is a test jam. This is early on. It's coming out this summer.
Thank you, boy. That looks great. Fans are going to be very excited to buy that when it comes out. When did you say we should look for this?
It's coming out in summer. And as you guys know, Electronic Arts is also EA Sports, makers of John Madden Football, Tiger Woods Golf, Knockout Kings, NASCAR 2000, NBA Live. And we only use the top stars in our game. They help us design the game. They help us work through the game to make sure the game is just like you fans want it. So we'd like to call our stars down that we had help us with us. Mark, Jason, come on down, guys. And here it is.
We got Mark and Mark. Yeah, it's me.
No, sorry, Mark. It's Mark and Jason. Here we go, guys.
Oh, look at that! This is my deal. I made a deal with you guys that I'm on the box. Not these two freaks right here. What the hell's going on? You better explain yourself right now.
Well, we tried to call your management back. We didn't get any calls, so we made a deal with Amanda. And realistically...
Amanda. Good job, guys.
You are now on my list, officially!
You don't intimidate me.
Oh, Rory.
Realistically...
Guys,
And whoever! Hot dog!
D'Amato can even screw up a video game presentation. How does he do it?
He's not at all happy. He wants to get a little word of encouragement from Spike.
He's gonna fire Spike as the management.
Spike has no choice but to love him. Dogs love everybody. We love Spike. 15-9 Enforcers. We're back at Roller Jam Arena, ready to go into the third period. The Enforcers have the lead in this game. D'Amato didn't get his name on the video game, but be that as it may, the Hellcat is standing next to Broadway Danny Wolf. Look into those eyes, Danny.
No, I'm not going to look into her eyes. Actually, your witchcraft hasn't been working so far on the warrior princess, Shea Brown.
I got a new hex. It's called the Shea Brown Witch Project. Danny, you disgust me.
Back to you, Rory.
Well, all right. He discussed her. What do you think about that?
He disgusts me too. I'm on her side on this one. He gets to have all the fun.
Third period jam number one, and Shea Brown, if she's afraid of witchcraft, she's in for a lot of trouble in this game apparently. But so far, she hasn't backed down. She's been hit over the head with a helmet, with a trash can lid. She has leather gunning out there with her on this jam, and she's a warrior, I'll tell you. Belinda Morgan with some pretty good skating to catch from behind and go right on by Shea Brown in leather. And now Belinda Morgan has a chance to score points if she can get by Brooke Sunderman. Sunderman holds her up and leads her into the Hellcat. Look out, Belinda, she's being held up, and they both go over the rail. Wow, what a move by the Cat, huh?
Well, she didn't need a Brown Witch Project for that one. She just used good old-fashioned brute strength, the Hellcat did.
I don't know if Shea Brown, when she was working out there in the woods, if she stayed overnight and heard those same noises they heard in the Blair Witch Project, but she's going to be tough no matter what they do to her tonight.
Well, the Hellcat promised to get it done in this period, and she took Shea Brown and Belinda Morgan right out of town, right from the beginning.
The jam starts, jam two of this third period. Karen Magnuson jumps out there with leather gunning. Magnuson trying to get the dice going. They're behind 17-9. The former enforcer, Karen Magnuson. Doesn't have the whole load on his shoulders the way she did when she was with the enforcers. D'Amato, you might recall, told her to take her top off and skate. She didn't do it. And now she's with the dice, and she does not forgive the enforcers for that. And especially D'Amato. Shea Brown back there to block now against leather gunning. Gunnan trying to get ahead of steam going, and Brown stopping her. Still 19 seconds left on the jam. Shea Brown turns around, puts her arm up in the air, puts Gunnan down, leather first.
There's that new scare in the eyes of the Warrior Princess Shea Brown. He said Karen Magnuson didn't want to take her top off. Leather Gunnan usually has to be coaxed into putting hers on before the game. But Shea Brown, you're right, leather first. Good look at the hairdo of Leather Gunnan. She didn't bring her love slave here today, Rory. She may be out of sorts without the, I guess, emotional, spiritual support of the love slave. We're still dying to know who it is under that black Grim Reaper outfit.
He's in his quarters, handcuffed to the kitchen sink. Couldn't make it today. 17-10 is the score. The Enforcers up by 7. Shea Brown and Leather Gunnan get out there again. I don't know if they're getting tired or not. They've been in on just about every jam, but they seem to be skating pretty well. If Brown gets tired, her manager, Amanda Hertz, will be all over her. Believe me, if she's tired, she won't show it. Gunnan gets knocked down, so Shea Brown's not that tired. The Hellcat licking her paws and saying, come on, I'm preening and getting ready for you. I've got a voodoo spell on you. I want to get you with my claws. Take a look into these cat eyes, and it's all a lot to think about for Brown. And right now, the Hellcat wants to dump her again. She's got her leg up over the rail. She's getting ready to throw her over. She's working her over. She's kneeing her. Brown stays on the track, but just barely. And didn't get a point. And then Gunnan comes in, and Amanda Hertz is over there to say, come on, Shea, get up and stay with it.
Leather Gunnan comes in a la Jamie Conemack to add a little after-the-fact rudeness. But this was all the Hellcat, Rory. We've got fire and brimstone between the Hellcat and the Warrior Princess. Nobody in this league uses that rail to her advantage as a weapon like the Hellcat does. When she's not using a rail, of course, she's got a garbage can or a helmet or some kind of a voodoo doll, but you see her making a sacrificial lamb out of the Warrior Princess. Even got a skate onto the side of Shea Brown, and they're not done.
There's a fight before the last jam of the period even starts. When the whistle blows, they, at least momentarily, put their mind back on business, and Leather Gunnan's out there jamming again. Wow, she's in some kind of shape. Karen Magnuson is after her, and the two of them go out. Magnuson would love to do something to help the Dice beat the Enforcers. You can believe that. Gunnan and Magnuson stride for stride on this final jam of the third period with a 17-10 Enforcer lead at the moment. Magnuson stays up even though Gunnan gave her a good shot. And they both still have a chance to score. Laura Weintraub is back to block, and she's waiting for Gunnan. Weintraub holds her up. 20 seconds left on the jam. Gunnan trying to get by, and Magnuson just kind of waiting for her spot to get through there. Weintraub grabs Gunnan, holds her up. She's leading her to Shea Brown. Gunnan took a spin, and Brown said, all right, you're not going to come into me. I'll make sure you get the knee in the stomach then. Magnuson's going on with the jam, trying to score points. It's all over with, and let's see what they get.
Let's go.
That's the end of the third period, but that's not the end of the battle. The Warrior, Shea Brown, and the Hellcat, Talisa Miller are at it, and whoa! Talisa Miller got some shots right into the stomach. She looks like a warrior, doesn't she? There's that warrior scream again, and the voodoo is just not working the way this cat would like it to. Referee Sean Corbin says report to the bench. The period's over, and indeed it is. That's the end of 3. The men will be out in a moment. Amanda Hertz, the manager of the Hot Dice, is counting on her men to pull this thing out. Let's go down to Broadway, Danny Wolf.
Thank you, Rory. And Amanda, I got to ask you, in the first half, the Hot Dice men probably skated one of their worst periods of all time. What did you tell them at halftime?
Well, Daniel, I have to tell you, that was, one of the worst halves they've ever skated. But they are ready now. They're focused. We're ready to go. Jason, buddy, go get them.
Back to you, Rory.
All right, thank you, Danny. We'll see if Jason and Mark Webber can pull it out or not. Final period coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're back and ready for period number 4. Did you notice, Mark, that Amanda Hertz had Jason McDaniel and Mark Webber there, and she said, go get him, Jason. I think he's the teacher's pet. What do you think?
Well, I think that Jason McDaniel has earned that respect from Amanda Hertz, and Mark Webber has yet to earn that respect. You've always talked about the physical ability of these guys, but in crunch time, Mark Webber runs his mouth, and Jason McDaniel brings home the victories. Amanda Hertz, I think, is subtly telling Mark Webber, you got to earn my respect, buddy.
Here comes McDaniel, and there goes the twister right over the top. They both did a job. Webber in the pack and McDaniel flying through the air. Look at him celebrate. And Amanda Hertz high five Shea Brown. That's nice to see a little togetherness over on that sideline.
Well, Shea Brown's earning the respect with her off-track regimen. Jason McDaniel has earned the respect with his performance, and Mark Webber, well, he's not far behind. You see him clogging up the pile, creating only a speed bump in a road for the twister of Jason McDaniel and the end zone dance of the Mac Daddy and the www.weber.com. They're going crazy here. They deserve to be on that poster, Rory.
I guess they do. They picked up 5 right there. They get it quickly. They're right back in at 17-15. Second jam of the fourth period. You see Washington, Big Nasty has a Jammer's helmet. I love it when he gets out there by himself and turns on the jets. He gets a head of steam with all of that muscle, and man, he can really move. But he's being held up. He got held up there. Number 35, Christian Salvia, who then got dumped hard for his efforts, but he did keep Washington out of the jam. Beckstein knocks down Andy Wallace. And now, Beckstein with a chance to score some points if he can get by Washington. Salvia didn't matter because he didn't lap Washington. Webber takes the Big Nasty out of the play. And Beckstein scoring some points. There goes Jason Beckstein. They have D'Amato left to get. If they can get him, they go right by the Big Nasty, who still hasn't moved a muscle since he got dumped. And they're going to do it to D'Amato as well. Look out, Marco. He's over the rim. He's almost off the entire arena. He's out there on the ramp.
We're going to send him to Spike's doghouse, Rory.
Spike, thank God, didn't see it.
I think she was over licking the Hellcat or chasing the Hellcat around, but if the second period was all Mark D'Amato, Big Nasty, this one was all X-Men so far. 2 jams down and 2 Big Nasty, ugly Mark D'Amato and Big Nasty down.
The Dice have scored 10 unanswered points to take the lead in the game, 20-17. Don't go away, we're coming right back. In a row for the Nevada Hot Dice has given them the lead in the game, 20-17. What are you going to do about it, Big Nasty and Mark D'Amato? Broadway Danny Wolf's about to ask him about it.
Well, everything's gone from good to very bad for the Enforcers, and especially you, Mark D'Amato. First, you thought the video game was about you. It wasn't. You guys have blown a very big lead, and you just got dumped over the rail face first on the ramp.
You know, Webber, you think you're smart. We dominated you in the first half, and now you think you're making a comeback. Well, I got 2 more jams, buddy, and that's plenty of time to rearrange your face.
And how about you, Big Nasty?
Webber, McDaniel, 2 words, nasty time!
Back to you, Rory.
I'm not cutting in front of him in a buffet line, I'll tell you that. He loses his temper pretty easily. 2 jams to go, and the Dice with a 3-point lead.
And he's so sweaty.
Yeah, he sure is, isn't he? He just glistens under these lights at Roller Jam Arena.
Ew.
Webber, oh my goodness, did you see that? Webber just threw Andy Wallace head over heels. Kind of the same way Amanda Hertz feels about Jason McDaniel at the moment. And now McDaniel and Webber are out there on the jam. There is Washington and D'Amato back to block. The muscle in this matchup belongs to Washington and D'Amato. The speed is with Webber and McDaniel. Let's see who wins. So far, D'Amato's done well. He's holding up the 2 of them, and if they get by him, they've got the Big Nasty to contend with. Webber and McDaniel. Oh, wow. Talk about the Big Nasty. McDaniel gets up and says, well, I scored 1 point. But D'Amato takes care of him after the Big Nasty laid out Webber. They got 1 hard-earned point.
That's a hard-earned point, and Amanda Hertz attends to her fallen youngster, Mark Webber. Jason McDaniel and Mark Webber, these 2 guys are just absolute finesse specimens, but going up against the brick wall of the King Kong. the Big Nasty just brought to town, and I tell you, he's putting that jammer helmet on, Rory. That means it must be crunch time. He only has 2 or 3 of them in the game. This is the last jam. It's his second jam of the night with a jammer helmet on. It's going to be fireworks.
They're still trying to get Mark Webber up. He's a little shaky. He says, I'm all right, honey.
5. Let's go.
21-17. The Dice by 4 with 1 jam left in the game. Let's see if the bad night continues for D'Amato or if he can pull it out. He and the Big Nasty both have on jammers helmets. So do Webber and McDaniel. The Big Nasty gets knocked out and D'Amato gets rolled. The Dice lead by 4 and they have the only jammer out there. I think it's curtains for the enforcers in this game. I don't know what D'Amato and Washington have in mind right now. They were the only jammers the enforcers had. They're back there to block. As McDaniel approaches the back of the pack, D'Amato puts an elbow into him. McDaniel and Webber talk things over. D'Amato and the Big Nasty wait. Here's the whip coming for Webber, and the whip for McDaniel. He puts it back into D'Amato, and it didn't do anything. D'Amato just thought it was a fly that hit him. Now they're going to try it again. And this time McDaniel goes airborne and gets by both of them. That leaves the Big Nasty reeling on the track, and that leaves Webber with a chair in his hand. That's not good news. They both have a chair.
Well, unless they're going to take a seat to sign some autographs, this can be nothing but no good for the enforcers. And Tim Washington is driven like a nail, as is Mark D'Amato.
You don't normally see McDaniel and Webber do anything like that, and now they're going to sit there and pose together.
Well, there's the autograph signing I was talking about. It's kind of hard to write with that on your lap, though.
They have their girlfriends with them. Amanda Hertz and the Dice have pulled off a victory. She's over there offering congratulations. Washington and D'Amato are trying to pick themselves up off the track. And Broadway Danny Wolf's in the middle of the celebratory victors. But first, let's see how it happened.
Wow, Jason McDaniel sacrifices his body, and the irony is he didn't even need to, Rory. They had the lead. It was the last jam. They'd already won, but they're trying to impress Amanda Hertz.
They could have called it off and won the game, but they wanted more humiliation to D'Amato and Washington. Broadway Danny Wolf, go ahead.
Well, humiliation it was for D'Amato and Washington, and I'll tell you, I think Jason and Mark deserve to take a break. What an amazing finish. Huge victory. Amanda, you guys allowed a huge jam in the second period. 10 points for the enforcers. You got them together at halftime, regroup. Tremendous comeback.
Right, it was an incredible comeback. I am so proud of my X-Men and the team. It was just a phenomenal, phenomenal skate. Loved it.
And Jason, you definitely took care of Big Nasty and D'Amato.
Oh yeah, everybody knew it was coming. Last quarter, it's McDaniel time, baby! Whoa! Yeah!
Congratulations to the Hot Dice. Big win for Amanda Hertz. Back to you, Rory.
Thanks a lot, Danny. It is indeed a big win for the manager, Amanda Hertz, but an even bigger win for McDaniel and Webber and the Warrior, Shea Brown. She came out with fire in her eyes and had a real good game. Dice win it, 23-17. We'll see you next time on Roller Jam.